Hi, my name is Dr. Gail. I'm a starseed healer, and I'm here to talk about my metaphysical journey. Now, I've done a lot of videos, and a lot of people probably have not heard my journey, so I thought today I would go over it. So, I have a medical background. I'm a nurse and I'm a chiropractor. And I retired from both of those when my dad developed dementia, and I was to take care of him. Now, he passed away in 2019, and that was the first time in my life I hadn't taken care of anybody. I wasn't doing nursing, wasn't doing chiropractic, and I wasn't taking care of somebody. So March of 2020, COVID was out and we had to go in, and so I was the first time I was going to go in. I was going to be by myself. So what do? Like a lot of others, you make this long to-do list. So one of the things on that to-do list was to start meditating. I had started watching tarot readers, and I hadn't been involved at all in the metaphysical world. So this was the first that I was kind of looking at it, and I had always been able to know when people had passed. Now I could smell them actually. I knew my uncle, when he came around, he smelled like cigarettes. My mother smells like watermelon and scuppernong grapes. And my dad, when he comes around, he smells like hush puppies. Well, you can tell from my accent, I'm from the southeast. Hush puppies go along with everything, barbecue, fish. So anyway, that's what he smelled like when he came around. Well, when I started meditating, apparently I opened my third eye wide open, because now at that time I could see him. Not only could I smell him, but I could see my dad. So it was amazing that I could communicate with him, talk to him, and he was just like right there. One day he decided to introduce me to somebody, and I could see this white thing come flying around him into my face. It was an angel. She was beautiful. She had this big blonde hair, beautiful, and she was in my face, and she was presenting me with a bracelet, both hands out in front of her, presenting me with a bracelet. I didn't know what to do. I started backing up from her. But anyway, eventually I took that bracelet, and as soon as I took that bracelet, I jumped off the couch. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, something is wrong with me. I had only one metaphysical friend at that time, and her name was Meg. I sheepishly went to her, telling her what had happened, and told her about meeting my dad and everything, and about meeting this angel. And of course I was saying, do I have a brain tumor? I think something's wrong with me. I must have a brain tumor. And she was going, no, you're fine. I know you. Of course I was saying, I must be crazy. She goes, you're not crazy. I know you. You're not crazy. And then that's when I went, it's got to be a brain tumor. But she told me that I was having a spiritual awakening. I didn't even know what that was. I had to go look it up, read about it. What is a spiritual awakening? So anyway, he was just laughing at me. But anyway, my father in the meantime had developed a special place for us to meet. And it was sitting on a bench alongside of a river that had nice trees around it, and that we would meet there. And we would meet there and talk about family, finances. We'd talk about all sorts of stuff. So then one day he brought in another person to introduce, and she came and sat down on the bench. Well, what did this person look like? She was a petite little blue thing, a chatty Cathy, talked a mile a minute. I was just sitting there just looking at her like, what is that? And oh, she was so sweet. And later I found out she was a descendant of the Arcturians. I didn't even know what an Arcturian was, but that's what she was. And then in the next couple of days, here comes another different ET or alien. And this one was kind of a grayish coloring, and she was probably about 5, 6, or 7. She was a little more cerebral, sweet, and kind of a motherly feel to her. And she sat down and started talking, and again, I'm just sitting there looking at this being going, what in the world's going on? Why am I meeting these beings? Of course, I'm going back and forth to Meg going, it's got to be a brain tumor. And she's telling me what these are. So the first one was Arcturian, the second one was a gray hybrid. Well, I continued on meeting different species, different ET or alien species, including reptilians, praying mantis. There was even a red butterfly at one time. Anyway, so I'd keep going to Meg, and she would tell me what they were, and she did freak out a little bit about the reptilian. His name was Carl. And I told her, don't worry, he was the sweetest thing ever. And to this day, we're still friends. But anyway, my journey kept continuing. I couldn't figure out why I was meeting these ET or aliens. So one day I went hiking with my dogs, and when I came back to my car, there was another praying mantis in my car that rode home with us. And he was telling me what my future was going to be. He said that I would be going into these Area 51 type places. There's a lot of those type places. And that I would be rescuing the sick and dying ETs or aliens. And that I would be taking them to their spaceship so they can be healed. And I thought, okay, sure, I'll help. Whatever you need, I'll help. And I'm thinking, how are you going to train me? I know it'd take at least 2 years of training is what I'm thinking. Well, no. It's going in the next couple of days. Anyway, in the meantime, I had met somebody who specialized in energy work, and she also worked with ET or aliens, and so we actually were teamed up to work together. She did not like to fly. I love to fly, and so she would go do the groundwork, and I would stay in the spaceship and receive them and do the medical or whatever they needed in the spaceship. I was also the communicator. I could contact or talk to all of them, the different species and different languages. I had the ability to communicate with all of them. So anyway, for 6 weeks, that's what we did, is that we went in, she went into the ground, did the groundwork, and I would stay in the spaceship, and that we were a great team. I was medical, I was a communicator, she was energy, and she did some amazing work. So 6 weeks after that was over, I realized that the purpose of all that was for me to learn how to use energy, which that's amazing, how using energy for all this, any kind of work. I'm looking down at my notes, make sure I get everything. So also in the meantime, all of what was going on were these rescue missions. I was learning how to fly a spaceship. Monto was a gold being that would come and get me and start teaching me how to fly. There was all sorts of steps towards it, and that I did eventually have my own little spaceship, which was called my little ambulance. I named it because it originally was called the Slime. I didn't like that name, so I called it my little ambulance because we were taking it and rescuing people and taking them back to their spaceships. And during that time, my white German Shepherd Moon passed, and on the other side, she became my pilot. Amazing. She's my pilot. She's a shapeshifter. She can go from dog to human to a Wookiee. So anyway, she became a right-hand person, dog, or a Wookiee on the other side. So then after all that, after we were doing the rescue missions, it was time for me apparently to go to the next job, and that was on the Ashtar Medical One. I'd been on that spaceship many times delivering an ET or an alien. So I was assigned to that. I was assigned there for a neurosurgeon where I took out implants, balanced chakras, balanced energy, and chemistry, all sorts of things I was able to do with the equipment there. And also I was assigned to the committee that was the first contact committee. It was going to be the first contact for Earth. So I was assigned to that committee. I was the only human on that committee. After that, I was assigned to the spaceship Athena, and the Athena was like a trauma center, and I was over the medical and the military on that. And that was a huge spaceship that had staff of 800,000 people. Then from that, I have been moved to the spaceship, the Alphabet. And the Alphabet, I am a communicator there. I'm not sure fully what that's going to entail yet, but I guess I'll keep you up on what's happening on that spaceship. Now, I went back and looked at my original video, my very first video that I did. It's hard to watch yourself on your own video, but I did because I was going to make this one, and I wanted to see what I had done the very first one. And what my very first one is my mission at that time was to get people comfortable with ETs and aliens for first contact. Well, that's my mission today, and they're wanting me to really go back to that and go back to it even stronger, is to help people get over their fears of the ETs and aliens. We are going to have first contact. A lot of us are having contacts now, and that we're to get people comfortable with the fact that they are going to come here. They are going to be here. They are here. They look at us like we're their children. They're here to help us. So that's still my mission. It was my mission day one, and it's my mission today. And that's what I'm going to be doing, is trying to help people get over their fears of the ETs or aliens. So thanks for watching. My name is Dr. Gail, and I'm a starseed healer. And we will see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.